Before we start this video, just want to remind people that we are doing the 2-year giveaway for the 2-year anniversary. The end date will now be on the 11th, October 11th, because we know officially that the 2-year anniversary will start on the 12th. So, the 11th will be cut off, so we have just over, almost 2 weeks to go. So get your votes in, get your ideas in, grab your chance to win $500 for the anniversary. Guaranteed $500. Actually, it's technically more. But all you have to do is guess the characters. The link is in the video description below. So go do that. Enter for your chance to win free money. It's sponsored by a number of people from my Discord. So it's not a scam. I will just send you $500. So with that said, let's get to the actual video. Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and as you can tell, summons have not been going well for me. We got very lucky on the first 30% ticket, and we got Shinsha right off the bat, and now we're sitting at 280 pity for MILIM, which makes me a very sad panda, because the anniversary is literally in 1 month from now. Or, well, technically it's in 14 days from now. 15 days, maybe. Is when it officially starts. But the triple featured unit banner should drop in exactly like a month. So yeah, I'm not totally thrilled about this. We're gonna I'm gonna farm up the last 2 free multis and just go to 300 pity and cry a little bit. However, that's not the reason we are here today. We are here to talk about the actual value of this banner and if you should summon. And again, the thumbnail probably said it all, but no. I do not recommend people summon on this banner, even though it is the first orange-focused banner we've gotten since Christmas of last year. Even though Shinsha and MILIM do seem to be, pretty decent, because we are only technically a couple weeks away from the start of the anniversary, a month away from the triple banner, nobody should be summoning on this banner. Please don't. By the time the anniversary starts on the 12th, right, this banner will still be here. It doesn't leave till the 30th. So we will have banners on the 12th. We will probably have a banner on the 27th of Friday, which means that even if the anniversary starts on the 27th or the 28th, this banner will still be here for another 2 days, which means you can check and see what comes out on the 12th, if anything comes out in between that, what comes out on the 27th. And if you don't like any of it, and you do happen to like this, then you can make the informed decision and come back to this banner. However, being this close to the anniversary, you should not summon until you see every single banner option available to you. This is not worth it. Is MILIM good? She can be. Is Shinsha good? She can be. In fact, Shinsha's value actually goes up a little bit more than what I initially thought, because during the initial stream, we found out that her alt buff does indeed stack with temporary buffs. It is calculated differently because it is for EX alts. So what I did is I brought in Megamine, and I got an EX alt for Megamine, and I used her buff, and then I used Shinsha's buff, and very much so, we were at 130% alt damage because they do stack together, which is nice, but it doesn't detract from the fact that Shinsha's skill is still double limited by magic characters and EX characters, which is what this list right here is magic EX characters. Sokka, Megamine, Aqua, EX Mirren, herself, Kazuma, Rain, Shuna, Veldora, and Raphael, who is the furthest fucking thing from a defense unit. So, your options are limited, right? Yes, that makes her a good DPS unit in her own meta, in her own right. It also means that she can act as a support unit for any of these other units if you are trying to get their EX alts. Now, you have to get their EX alts for one, so, I mean, that may or may not be a struggle for you. But it is something to keep in mind. So, with that, I mean, we'll continue going on what Shinsha's kit is, but so her alt is a single target water magic attack. It has no additional effect. It just goes up to 735. Her first skill, like I said, buffs the ult damage for EX magic ults by up to 50%, and then it also increases her own attack by 15% at base. But every time you or somebody else on the team sends an orange orb, you will get an extra 2% on top of this until the end of turn 4. So if you have perfect RNG, you could send 6, 12, 18, 24 orange orbs. So you get an extra 48% attack. So 63% attack if you have perfect RNG, which doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense because you're gonna have to swap somebody out here and there. You may get ults for like 3 characters and you just physically cannot send oranges, which will be detrimental for the stacking of this buff. But on paper, you can get up to a 63% attack buff unless you use Rewind, which will then give you another turn. So another, 12%, so 75% attack if you have the most perfect of RNG-ish ever, which I don't really see that happening. But the capability is there, and it makes her a good nuker. I mean, it's an orange meta. You're gonna have ults, and it's gonna be fairly easy to get EX ults, which means that you'll probably most likely all the time benefit, at least for her, from a 50% ult buff. And then on the runs that I was using her, we were up like 49% attack, which is pretty good. But her second skill increases orange damage by up to 100%. Good. Kind of like what Summer Valentine did, where she gave blue orbs 100% damage increase. And then she also gives oranges extra protection gauge by 60%, which is not insignificant. It's not bad. But again, we do have to keep in mind the total overall usefulness of orange metas in the game currently. Right? There's Toa, there's Hakuro, there's Sokka, technically. And there's going to be this beatdown battle that is orange focused, and then, all the other beatdown battles are gone. Tempered Edge, there's only like 1, 2, 3 of them that you can use orange orbs on. The rest of them are nerfed. The game heavily favors blue orbs and green orbs to the point where oranges are almost constantly at an 80% nerf or higher. So the viability of oranges going forward, unless they give us like a butt ton of orange metas, which doesn't happen, obviously. We've only had 3 orange-focused metas in 2 years. In 2 years, we've had 3 dedicated orange metas. Well, 4 now. 4. With this meta. Which is still not great. When you consider that you get a meta every single fucking month. Out of 24 metas, 4 of them have been orange. It's not a great ratio. So the viability of orange orbs moving out of this meta, out of this month, I don't think it's very high. Therefore, I really, really don't think people should summon, at least right now. With the anniversaries coming, we know they'll have probably good units. Her skills are good for herself on her own team, but the value of it in other teams is just not as high, because if you're using her as a support for EX ults, you're probably not using an orange team, which means that the skill is actually useless. And then you're also probably not using her as a nuker, so you're not sending orange orbs anyways, so you're not going to get a big-time attack buff. You're only using her for a 50% EX ult damage, which I don't know why you'd bring her. She's low cost, I guess, 25%, 25 points. But is that really worth it? If you're bringing like a stacking team? Not really. We'll test it, but I don't think so. And then MILIM is just Hakuro and Toa 3.0. So she does a 3 and 3 to 6 oranges, gives all magic allies Pierce, which is cool, and then gives you 40 skill points when you level it up, which is essentially like this part and this part is Toa and Hakuro. Is exactly Toa and Hakuro. The only difference is the Pierce rate for magic, because Toa just gives you extra skill points on orange, and Hakuro doesn't have a third effect because he's old. So if you have Hakuro, if you have Toa, you'll probably do okay in this meta. You can at least get the Ranga dupes from EX3. But I don't think this is just a copy pasta, right? With a little bit of a difference. I don't see the value for most players. I see value in triple featured unit banners for the anniversaries because they're generally fairly good, and they just give you more value because there's 3 featured units there. So I really want to caution people, if you like really like MILIM and you really like Shinsha, cool, but please be patient. Please wait for the 12th when the anniversary starts and we get another banner. Please wait for the 27th when the actual like calendar 2-year anniversary hits, and we will probably get a triple banner. And then, if you don't like either of those, then you can summon on the 28th, 29th, or the 30th before this banner goes away. But please wait. Do not summon on this banner right now. And I'm going to get this video out very quickly to hopefully stop people. Like, you look at me, a 280 pity. That's not great. I did not want to be under 10k crystals going into the anniversary, but here we are. So I'm going to have to wail out at the end of the month, which we knew we were going to do anyways, but it could have been easier. So that's my advice to you guys. I do think they can be good in their own team, but I don't see any future value coming out of them except for maybe a one-off Jubilee where oranges are used or something else, and you need, you know, this combination, which will be this Jubilee, but then like future Jubilees, I don't know. So I just, the future value is better geared towards blue and green teams. So that's it for me, guys. If you did happen to summon, you know, let me know how it went. I know I got shafted. I know Nature got shafted, so, you know, we're both in the same wonderful boat. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.